Rhythmic gymnast Anna Bessonova was born into a championship athletic family. Her father, Volodymyr Bessonov, is a renowned star of the Dynamo Kiev football team and the national team of the USSR. Her mother, Victoria Bessonova, is a world champion in group rhythmic gymnastics. Although her parents did not want her to undergo the same intensive training they undertook, she decided to follow in their footsteps. So far, she has risen to the same level as her parents, if not further. She chose to take up this sport herself. She fell in love with it when she was 2 or 3 years old. Her first drawing was of a pedestal with her in first place. Clearly, she had a dream. She worked every day, every moment of her life to achieve her goal. The fact that she reached her goal is solely her achievement. First, Anya worked in choreography. Then she danced in the KATIA ensemble. During a World Cup, she said she didn't want to participate. She thought she was going to be a soloist for a concert, but she was told she would not be the soloist. It really hurt her, and she said she would not take part at all. Anya started doing gymnastics at 5 years old, under the direct supervision of her mother at the DERIUGINA school. At the age of 18, she became the leader of the team and has remained a top performer of rhythmic gymnastics. Anna Bessonova has won many awards in the last 10 years as a member of the national team. 4 gold, 13 silver, and 7 bronze medals at the World Championships. 3 gold, 11 silver, and 9 bronze medals at the European Championships. But there are 3 more important medals in her collection. The first one is the bronze medal from the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens in the all-around. I was overjoyed to win that medal. Although it was upsetting we didn't get second or first place, I told my teammates to be glad that we achieved anything. Then there was the all-around of the 2007 World Cup. I wanted to win the gold medal so badly, I ended up winning the World Championship through tears and pain. 10 years had to pass for Ukraine to win an all-around gold medal. Everyone was rooting for us back then. It even seemed that half the world was on my side. A year later, the Olympic Games in Beijing happened. I went there as the current world champion. It took a lot of work to get to that level. The next year, I performed at the World Championship and retired. But these seemingly small medals are very significant for each athlete. 3/4 of the Bessonov's family museum is made up of Anya's awards. Her parents don't mind that their daughter is the brightest star in her family. Her mother collects every article about her daughter and has already assembled a sizable archive. This is my father's Olympic bronze, and this is my mother's World Championship gold. People give me all types of nicknames, but I like Anna Bessonova's father better.
Папа так папа. Известный, неизвестный. Ну, в общем-то, мне лучше подходит папа, а не Бессонов.
Anya's parents have always been her most prized loved ones and her role models. They met at the wedding of Oleg Blokin and IRYNA DERIUGINA and have been together for 34 years. Anya's most vivid childhood memory is seeing the return of her footballer father from another long trip. He would always arrive with gifts. I remember the shoes. He always measured my feet before he left, and when he returned, he brought back shoes. I would grow a lot while he was gone, so the shoes he brought back were often too small for me, but I would still look forward to them. Her father has always followed the performance of his daughter. It is safe to say she has become a gymnast with his blessing. The first time I saw her perform, I said, not bad, she'll go a long way. And then she did. It was during her first competition I noticed her potential. It was somewhere in Kiev. I don't even remember the hall. She managed to prove me right, though. Her mother, Victoria, despite being a coach, tried to leave the hall at the most crucial moments of her daughter's performances. When she became the world champion in Patras, Greece, I heard the end of her performance. Usually you can't hear anything from outside the hall. I knew when the performance should end, but I never hear any sound. But then I heard a sound, and I heard noise and cries. I was on my way to the hall at the moment, and on my way, I'd realized that something good had happened. Anya is a perfectionist. She never sees obstacles in the way of her goals. She has never allowed herself to miss a training session, and usually trains on weekends. She didn't have time to pay attention to critics and considered injuries temporary obstacles on her way to her dream. It's difficult not to admire such determination and willpower. She was hit by a car which resulted in a broken leg. But she trained every day despite the plaster. I told her to stay home, but she kept training, which shows once again how purposeful she is. She performed at the European Championship in Moscow 2 weeks after her surgery. Everyone thought she wouldn't come, but she did take second place. The Queen of Elegance, that is what the audience has called the Ukrainian gymnast. Her every performance is well thought out and practiced to the smallest of details. Costumes, music, dancing, everything harmonizes. Everything is elegant, graceful, expressive, and professional. The Ukrainian gymnastics school is always on top. The audience always supported her. In return, she always showed them her love and skillfulness. There are even crowns in this chest, but that is only a small part of everything. There's often a Miss Tournament nomination component in competitions. Sometimes the audience would choose me. It was very important for me to earn this award because I always fought for the love of the audience.
Для меня это было очень важно, потому что, я всегда боролась за любовь зрителей, и они меня всегда выбирали, мне это было приятно.
In 2010 at the DERIUGINA Cup, Anna Bessonova said goodbye to the competitive sports at the age of 28. The farewell performance was accompanied by a song from Laura Fabian. Then the emptiness came. Anya dabbled in various fields, including television. She was the chief editor of Pink magazine. During Euro 2012, she was a presenter on a sports channel. Her journalism career ended after that.
Journalism
really wasn't for me because all my life I learned to talk with my body, and that was a little different. I always liked to be in front of the camera, but I understood that I was not a professional. While I was gaining experience, I still went to the gym and trained children.
Я понимаю, что я в этом не профессионал, и этому нужно учиться, много учиться. И вот пока я там набирала опыта, хотя мне подсказывали многое, я все равно ходила в зал и тренировала детей. Молодец! Не страшно? Класс!
This is how gymnastics defeated journalism. Now Anna is a coach. She is fair but demanding. Her conditions for her students is that they be passionate about gymnastics and be ready to sacrifice less important things, such as watching TV. Her students, whose ages range from 3.5 to 13, all love their coach and are ready to perform. She is always in working mode, even in the face of various problems. Her attitude winds up the audience. I cannot do that yet, and that is what I want to learn to do. She explains everything very well. She finds an approach to everyone, and she is very interesting to work with. I don't think every trainer is able to explain things like she does. Sometimes she shows us photos of how she trained so that we can try to be like her and perform well. I love gymnastics, and I hope I will be like her when I grow up. I try to train a lot. Anna's best friend and mentor is her mother. She wants an easier fate for her daughter. Her mother knows coaching is not easy and sometimes thankless, but she is very proud of Anna. IRYNA DERIUGINA let Anna train the national team. She gave her an opportunity to prove herself. The first chance something went wrong, but the second time it went better. The last championship of Ukraine demonstrated what a good job she did. Everyone really enjoyed the performance. People said they saw a huge difference in choreography. It was obvious that it had been her training. IRYNA is very happy her former student is now her colleague. This coaching dynasty wants to save the prestige and style of the Ukrainian school of rhythmic gymnastics and make it as popular as possible. Anna did not know what she wanted for a long time. Since last year, she has wanted to work as a coach. She finds it much more interesting, and she enjoys it.
И она сейчас, знаете, так более с интересом к этому относится, и у нее уже пошел процесс, когда она получает от этого удовольствие.
Anna is single, but finding a worthy partner is not an easy task. There are too many candidates. Of course, I am worried for my daughter. However, having talked with Anya, she told me who I should and who I shouldn't accept.
Кого надо, кого не надо, кого принять, кого не принять.
Видите, ведь я свободна. Но знаете,
it's difficult to earn my trust. It's hard to get into my world. The doors are wide open, but you have to know how to enter.
Мне сложно добиться доверия, вот сложно войти в мой мир, но, то есть двери открыты, но нужно правильно в них входить.
In addition to coaching, Anya continues to participate in demonstrations and show programs around the world and hold master classes. The audience members love her, inviting her to work as a coach in other countries, but she feels that she is more needed and useful at home here in Ukraine.
Да, я патриот,
Yes, I'm a patriot. I'm a fan of the school where I studied. I respect my coaches, and I understand they also need help. I still have the strength to fight here.
Им тоже нужна помощь, молодые силы, и пока у меня есть силы бороться здесь.
There is a lot to be said about Anna Bessonova. She has earned admiration and respect. She worked hard and made a name for herself. Even though she could have had an easy life thanks to her famous parents, dedication, disposition, calmness, and patience are the main components of her success. Anna Bessonova will certainly ignite the flame in her students.